Meantime, on the line right now is Steve Adubato, PBS flagship, iconic figure at WNET, WNJ-TV. Steve, I understand that Trump has moved on to deal with other executive matters. Pat, the wife of Chris Christie, has left the White House, but Chris Christie is still back there eating lunch.
Well, first of all, Curtis, it is always great. Who else would I want to talk to on the radio in drive time on Valentine's Day, other than Curtis Sliwa? I will ignore your comment about the governor. I know that Mary Pat Christie was down there with her husband, Chris Christie. And listen, how could Donald Trump go wrong? I mean, the administration's run amok. They have no government experts down there. Chris Christie does know something about government. Yes, there have been mistakes in his administration, but there's a debacle going on in Washington.
All right, but he said, Steve, it had nothing to do with business. It was all about his beloved Pat.
I mean, what could be more romantic than to take your sweetheart to have lunch with the President of the United States? I am scoring big time with my wife by, what do you want to do on Valentine's Day? Yeah, you want to go out to a local restaurant? Here, I brought you some flowers. No, honey, I'm going to take you for lunch at the White House.
Am I to believe that it was simply, to exchange salutations and greetings on Valentine's Day, Steve?
Well, I'm sure it was about Valentine's Day. I'm sure it was about the governor talking about his anti-drug campaign to deal with heroin addiction and other drug problems. But the reality is, if Donald Trump wasted this chance to talk to Chris Christie and did not bring up the fact that his administration is out of control, that Flynn had to go, that a whole range of other professionals in that administration are screwing up day after day. The messages are conflicting with each other. They have it's amateur hour there. They've got people who don't know what the hell they're doing. And if he didn't ask Chris Christie for advice, then he screwed up and made another mistake. That doesn't mean Chris Christie has all the answers. It means he needs government professionals who have experience, even though they have a vendetta against Chris Christie, clearly because of the Jared Kushner situation, because Christie, as U.S. attorney, put Jared Kushner's father away, Charlie Kushner, a while back. Even because of that, if they didn't take Christie's advice and they didn't talk to him, that's a screw-up as far as I'm concerned.
Well, at the start of the Drive at 5, we spoke to Chris Ruddy, CEO of Newsmax. Remember, over the weekend, he was criticizing Rince-Out Priebus, the chief of staff. That was a position that originally was eyed for Chris Christie, correct?
Listen, I think Christie was a real candidate for that job. I think Reince Priebus is a nice person, probably a good guy, good party guy. But you need someone who knows government, whether it's Chris Christie or anyone else. And again, this isn't about being perfect. Obviously, Christie has his flaws like everyone else. But the reality is they needed a government professional who knew how to deal with managing this administration, who knew how to deal with Congress, who knew how to deal with governors. And that is not Reince Priebus.
But
this is out of control.
Let's face it.
The sooner Trump realizes it, the better.
When we were listening to Chris Christie talk about bringing his wife Pat for lunch to the White House for St. Valentine's Day, he sounds so excited just to get out of New Jersey. He'd love to get some kind of position now in the Trump administration because nobody seems to like him anymore in New Jersey.
Look, do I think the governor is at the end of this run? And listen, yeah, he is focusing on drug awareness and trying to end the drug epidemic. Yeah. The reality is, I think this run has come to an end. I think, you make a lot of tough decisions. The Bridgegate situation clearly has taken its toll, not just on the governor, but on the citizens of the state. I think the run is just about at its end. And if the governor did go to Washington to help this administration, it'd be a good thing, in my opinion, for the administration because Trump needs it.
Well,
and truthfully,
Steve, a lot of New Jersey voters have signaled this in the polls. Their attitude would be good riddance, leave, get out of Trenton.